Give everybody a chance to tap in, man. I got about 30 minutes to build, man. So I just wanted to do a quick video just to get some things off my chest about emotional, psychological health and whatnot, and just the importance of it. Just letting y'all know, man. You become what you entertain. You become what you allow. You become what you accept. All of those good things, man. So you got to be very cautious and mindful of the thoughts you entertain from other people. Antoinette Peace Queen, what's happening? What's the word? Just Peace Queen, what's going on? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? How y'all holding up on this wonderful Monday? The Life of Gavin, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Like I said, I got about a good 30 minutes, man, to chop it up. So hopefully y'all got about 30 minutes. Justin, peace, what's happening? D, peace, what's the word? Magic, peace. Terenzo, peace, my brother. What's the word? How we living? How we feeling? How this Monday treating kids, man? Lachelle, peace, queen, what's happening? Caleb, peace, what's the word? God is peace, queen, what's happening? Life of Gavin, man, appreciate you tapping in and all that good stuff, man. You already know, man, I'm always open to add my perspective on a lot of different topics, so that'll be no problem. Lindell, peace, what's happening, my brother? D, appreciate that. You already know what it is, man. Been grinding, always grinding, always grinding in regards to just building up this gym, pushing the brand, trying to get my people healthy and things along those lines, man. Just striving to fulfill the duty and purpose. That's a major part of the emotional health that I'm talking about, man. Making sure that you define your purpose, so you figure out what your purpose is, and make sure the life that you are living lines up with that purpose. That's a big part of that emotional health and whatnot, So just make sure you're living out your purpose. But before you can live out the purpose, you have to be able to define the purpose and know what your purpose is. A lot of people don't know what the purpose is. A lot of people don't know why they are here. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't feel like you were so-called born to do something, then you must create a purpose for yourself. And most of the time, that's what we do anyway. We create that purpose for ourselves. Stop waiting for signs and symbols in regards to something outside of self showing you what your purpose is or unraveling what your purpose is. No, like your purpose is inside of you, man. So you create that purpose. You figure out what your purpose is. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for a message. Stop waiting for a symbol to let you know what your purpose is. Stop waiting for validation and confirmation to say, hey, this is your purpose. Follow through. Like, nah, you create that purpose for yourself. D, I will most definitely say I did. You know what I'm saying? I will most definitely say I did. I will most definitely say I created this purpose. I created a purpose for myself, most definitely. I would most definitely say that that's something that I did, man. I created a purpose, man. The way I did it, again, just reading business books and to let you know to just kind of analyze your life. Analyze what it is that you enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? Analyze what type of environment you would want to work with or work in. Analyze the type of people that you want to work with. Things along those lines, man. You analyzing your strengths and your weaknesses. And you going from there. So that's something that I did when I made the jump into the things that I'm doing now, man. I did a lot of analyze. I did a lot of examining. I did a lot of assessing oneself. And that led me to the conclusion that this is what I need to do. Or this is what I should be doing. This is what my purpose is, because this would be the best way to go about accomplishing this objective or this goal or this mission. Edit piece, what's happening? Appreciate that for sure. Original one, there you go. Once you start thoroughly examining yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and all of that. All right, we had somebody looking in this joint again. Y'all already know, man, when people start looking into my building, I'll be ready to dart out of here, man. Dart up out of here, handle that business. But again, when you start analyzing and assessing yourself, and your strengths and weaknesses, and things along those lines, man. Things that, and they always tell you in business, what is something that you would do for free? You know what I'm saying? And that's part of your purpose. Like when you figure that one thing out that you would do for free without getting paid, and you enjoy doing it thoroughly, then that goes in line with your purpose. That means that that's something that you are passionate about, because you're willing to do it with no money on the table, receiving no type of compensation for it. You know, so they always tell you to assess things like that, man. What is something that you would do for free without getting paid and be satisfied doing it? Like, I like speaking. I would speak without receiving any type of, you know what I'm saying, any type of revenue. Like, I would speak. I like to get things off my chest. I like to share my perspective. I like to share the things that I've learned via reading and research and whatnot. I do that for free. You know, so I knew right then, once I analyzed that, I'm like, okay, that's part of the purpose. That's part of the purpose, because this is something that I would do for free. I'm not looking to get extremely wealthy from speaking. I just do it because it's something that I enjoy doing. I just like sharing my perspective. I like sharing or providing that insight that I feel like most people probably are overlooking. Oh, Eddie, for sure, 100%. That's what we here for. Logic, peace. What's the word? Yeah, man, and there we go. There we go. See, y'all analyzing what type of environments y'all work well in. So you got to, like, I read a book about vegan bodybuilding, and he said it in that book. He was like, man, just analyze what it is that you do for a living. If what you do for a living is not conducive to your purpose and your overall growth and development and happiness and peace, he was like, man, it's time for you to find something else to do. Like, we only got one shot at this thing, man. We only got one shot at this thing, so don't waste your time earning a living doing something that's not bringing you peace, happiness, or satisfaction. Like, stop wasting your time, man. Because again, you'll waste your time in these environments working for these other people that don't even care anything about your overall peace, sanity, happiness. You give them 40, 30, 20 years of your life. Then next thing you know, you trying to move on to something that brings satisfaction, and boom, something tragic happens. We take the here and now for like granted. We always think we'll be able to do something years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think the future is promised and guaranteed to us, and it's not. It's literally not. You know what I'm saying? So the time is always now. That's the lessons that I have. Supreme Alphabet, man, they let you know when you get to the end, it's now or never. So the time is always now to do what it is that you need to do that will bring you satisfaction. Stop pushing off your dreams. Stop pushing off your purpose and say, well, I'm going to pursue that next year. You don't know how the world will be next year. You don't know if you will be here next year to pursue that. And that's just a reality. You don't know. You can't promise yourself that. You can do all the affirmations in the world to try to make sure that you're here next year, man. But all it takes is that one situation to not go your way, and you cannot be here. It's not guaranteed. It's not promised to you. So why not pursue these things now? And that's when I started to really make the moves, when I internalized that message. It's like, man, the time is now. We always waiting for perfect circumstances. Are we waiting for the circumstances to line up how we feel like they should? Well, there's never a perfect time to do something for yourself. There's never a perfect time to, like, quit your job. Like, it's literally never a perfect time to do these things. So you would do a lot of procrastinating. And all that procrastinating will lead to is you doing absolutely nothing and being miserable and unhappy with your whole entire life. And next thing you know, 10 years have passed and you didn't do anything fulfilling. That's a terrible feeling. You don't want to be like the individuals when I was reading the book. You don't want to be like the older individuals that were on their deathbed and their biggest regret was they didn't spend enough time doing things for themselves. You don't want to go out like that. Trust me. You don't want to be that person. You 70 and 80 and you realize you've been living life for other people and you didn't accomplish anything that you wanted to accomplish for yourself. Don't go out like that. Don't go out like that. Kevin, my brother, appreciate the donation. Don't go out like that at all. Deja, peace queen, what's happening? Let me tap in. Clocks in, and now there we go. Let me go ahead and segue into that though. But yeah, clocks in. Good comment. You say I just have to reevaluate some of my friendships because they started pushing boundaries that I won't allow, and that's what I'm talking about in regards to just the emotional health. You literally become what it is that you allow, entertain, accept, embrace, whatever the case may be from other people. Like you can become that. So you got to be real mindful in regards to what you will allow people to say to you without checking them or without removing them from your life. This type of stuff is important, man. A lot of times I feel like we overlook the verbal abuse that goes on and how that impacts us psychologically and mentally. Man, you cannot consistently surround yourself with people who are verbally abusive towards you, who are saying things that is not conducive to your emotional health, your mental health, and all of that good stuff. Man, you can't stick around that. You can't stick around a person like that, especially when you know that your mental health is not right and exact. So if you know that your mental health is not right and exact, and you have admitted that on a conscious level, then you cannot be surrounding yourself with people that's not trying to add on in a positive manner. You got to remove yourself from these situations, from these environments, from these relationships and friendships, because you continuing to be around that verbally abusive person could be all the ammunition that you need to follow through with something that you shouldn't be following through with. You know what I'm saying? Because you have allowed just like it has consumed you, that negative energy, their negative thoughts, their verbal abuse, it is consuming you. So it's making you more miserable because you continue to allow it. You know what I'm saying? So we become what we allow. Like a lot of times when men and women are talking about relationships and the things they go through, I'm like, you're going through a lot of this stuff because you are allowing it to happen. You allowing for that man to treat you like that. You allowing for that woman to treat you like that. Nobody is forcing anybody to be in a relationship with anyone. No one is forcing people to do these things. So when you start crying about all of the negativity that's going on within these relationships that you have placed yourself in, like you got to look in the mirror and realize your role in this. Realize your role. You are allowing these things. You are accepting these things. You are allowing for these people to mistreat you. You are allowing for these people to disrespect you. You are allowing for this abuse to continue on. Once somebody abuses you one time, it's like when it happens again and again and again, you are allowing it to happen. At some point, you got to put an end to it. And the way to put an end to it is to stop allowing it, to stop entertaining it, to stop accepting it as the norm. That's on you. Like, that's your power. Because people are going to do what you allow them to do. Like, people are gonna do what you allow them to do, and that's an actual fact. If a person is abusive, right? If you are a young lady and you get with a man and he's abusive, like that's just what he is and that's what he do. Like, if he knows that he can walk over you and abuse you the way that he wants to do it, guess what he's going to do? He's going to do that. Yes, him abusing you is not right and exact. Is wrong, is trash, and he should be penalized. But he's going to walk all over you if you allow it. If you allow him to. You know what I'm saying? If you allow him to be that abusive person that he wants to be, he's going to do it to you. So it's going to revolve around you putting an end to it. Like, all right, man, listen. You're not about to abuse, like this ain't about to keep happening. We either A, finna leave, or you finna B, get some help. How you want to go about it? But this abuse is not going to keep going down like this. We're going to have to make a decision. You're not about to keep verbally abusing me, physically abusing me. So either A, I'm about to leave, or B, you going to get some help, and we going to see if I see improvements. And if I don't see improvements after you get the help, I'm still leaving. Give them the ultimatum. But stop writing it off as, oh, that's love and this, that, and the third. Stop being blinded by all the nonsense. Stop being blinded. Clocks in for sure. And I'm a big victim of that, man. I'm a big victim of that because I don't like to give people that ammunition. So I'd rather conceal a lot of my feelings because, again, when you get in the heat of an argument, so when you get into it with a person, it's almost like it's in human nature for them to use things that they know are near and dear to your heart against you. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody feels like you violated them, then their natural reaction is to violate you. So they gonna take the thing that they know is closest to you and use it against you. Here's how some women use kids against the men and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? They know the kids are the close. They know you are, like, they know, like, look, if I take his kids from him, that'll break him down. They know that, so they'll use it against you. You know what I'm saying? So they do the same thing with the feelings in regards to emotional health. Whatever the deepest, darkest secret that you revealed to them, when they feel like you done violated them, and you probably didn't even intend to do something to them, man, it's just you was having a bad day and you responded in a manner that they didn't approve of, and now they hitting you from that angle. That deep, dark secret that you told them that, you know what I'm saying, like, it's messed up that they use it against you, but they'll do it. They'll do it. Edit for sure, definitely. Self-development versus self-deception. Most definitely. Most definitely. But I'm big on protecting my energy. You know what I'm saying? My emotions, feelings, my thoughts, things along those lines. I'm real mindful in regards to who I share certain things with. Gotta be mindful, man, because I know how it is, man. People just, you gotta understand another thing about human nature too. When I was in business school, one of the main things that they continue to drill upon us when you're going in business is, for the most part, people don't actually care about you. They care about what you can do for them. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's self-preservation. Self-preservation. So when you giving people, when you venting and doing all of this to people, yeah, at the time, they may be like, okay, cool, I'm going to let him get everything off his chest. But deep down, they also holding on to some of the things that you are saying to them but they saving it for that rainy day when y'all get into it, and they going to use that against you. So it's their ammunition. So they may be on the surface appear to be listening all into what you're saying, but deep down, they like, let me store this because I may be able to come back and use this. I may be able to use this information. I may be able to use it against him. So that if he or she ever violates me, I'm going to use this against them. I know his weak spot. Like, that's dangerous. That's dangerous to reveal your weak spots, man, your weak points to people. Because people are savages out here, man. People are prey on that weakness. People are prey on that vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a dude and you start revealing things to a woman about your moms, you know what I'm saying, and just the relationship with the moms, and they know that that's a vulnerability, that creates a vulnerability there. They may use that against you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done got into it, and now they start throwing all shots at you about your relationship with your moms, knowing good and well that, like, nah, man, that's a trigger. Like, don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. Why would you do that? So then once that happens enough times, you like, man, I'm gonna stop talking. Like, I'm not about to reveal any information to people, because the information it gets used against me like they do in court. Dudes out here making music video and they use the lyrics against them in court. Like, this type of stuff happens in real life. Yeah, I vent to you and then you using everything against me. You know what I'm saying? When the situation gets a little hostile, like, that's not what I gave you that information for. Kurt, peace, what's happening? Eric, peace, what's the word? Just, yeah, it's definitely a situation where you should not fool with that person. And a lot of times we stick around. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we stick around for that emotional, psychological, and even sometimes physical abuse and trauma. It's like, in regards to the black and white relationship, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. So we out here embracing the so-called slave masters and whatnot, knowing how they done treated us, treated us over the years, but we still continue to embrace the oppressor. Stockholm Syndrome. A lot of us, we display that same type of mentality and that energy to relationships, whether it's with family members, like potential spouses, friends, whatever the case may be. It's like we continue to embrace the people that have presented a lot of trauma to us, have been negative to us, have been toxic towards us. We continue to embrace those individuals. And we overlook the individuals that have done good, that have done plenty of good. When people say, what's crazy is when you hear the phrase nice guys finish last, like I think we need to expand that phrase. Because normally when you hear nice guys finish last, they talking about relationships, man and woman and things along those lines. But nice guys finishing last applies to friendships, and it applies to relationships with your family members as well. It applies to all of that. It applies to all of that, man. When you are the nice one, when you're not the one starting all the trouble, bringing all the drama to the mix, like you get placed last. People don't feel like they need to check up on you. Like people don't feel like they feel like you're good because they feel like you're the nice one. They feel like you're the one that got everything together. Like you literally get placed last. You are the last option that people are about to talk to because they don't feel like they need to. So that applies to just relationships in general, and that applies to, you know what I'm saying, relationships with your family and friends. So it applies to all of that. Just being nice, man. Being a nice person, unfortunately, in the wilderness of North America, causes you to get overlooked everywhere. You get overlooked when you just extra nice, when you just too nice, when you're not trying to bring all that drama and toxicity into someone's life. You get overlooked. You get overlooked. You get overlooked severely. Oh yeah, Torenzo for sure. A mirror definitely has more sides, man. So that's another thing that we tend to overlook. You know what I'm saying? Again, we tend to be one track minded, one dimensional as people, not understanding how many dimensions really exist out here. But we tend to only focus on one. Shaquille, peace, what's happening? Yeah, just it's all about that healthy place. And again, it's like that healthy place. And the best advice that I always give people, man, make sure you tapped in with yourself, man, before you start really entertaining all of these other relationships outside of the relationship that you will have with self. Please make sure you tap in with yourself, man. Please make sure that you are good internally before you start trying to interact with other people in regards to building relationships, man. You got to make sure that you're good. Got to make sure that internally you have some things figured out. Got to make sure you have some things figured out internally, man, because we keep neglecting ourselves and we trying to heal other people whole while we the most broken. So we got to stop. We got to stop doing that, man. If your emotional health is not right and exact, what do you think you can do for somebody else's emotional and mental health? How are two people with terrible emotional health about to heal one another? Man, that's going to end very badly. You got two people that need to be healed. You got two people that's broken and they trying to fix each other whole while they neglecting themselves. It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all. So we got to do a better job of just valuing healing ourselves before we try to walk into a situation to where, you know what I'm saying? Well, we got to deal with another person and their energy and their history and their feelings and their emotions. You know how hard it is, man, to just deal with somebody else's baggage, emotions, and feelings and all of that when you got your own that you haven't tended to? It's hard. It's hard. Glory God, peace, what's happening? Anais, for sure, know yourself before you get with others. You already know. Jermaine, peace, what's the word? Oh, Torenzo, appreciate that donation. And definitely, life would definitely be a it would definitely be a mirror. Most definitely. Life is definitely the mirror. Analyze your life. Like that's the mirror. That's the reflection. Your life. Akuma, peace, what's happening? Most definitely, though. Analyze yourself. Analyze your life. Clocks in. Those are the main ones that do you dirty, unfortunately. The main ones, man, is terrible. Those are the main ones, man. That wound is hard to heal. Original one, man, I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. And it's like, It's like people won't allow you to grow and move forward when they continue to bring up your past, like every time that they unsatisfied. You know what I'm saying? And we got to stop expecting people to move at our rate of speed. You know what I'm saying? So like if you in a situation to where you've come across knowledge of self, you done activated peace, like you done did all things that help you, you can't expect for people to move at the same rate of speed that you did when it comes to your development. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand patience. You got to understand that everybody travels at a different rate of speed when it comes to development, when it comes to evolution, when it comes to growth. So you can't be mad at somebody for not moving at that rate of speed that you would like them to. So when you find yourself getting upset by the rate of speed that someone is traveling, then you still have some internal work to do, because that should not upset you. You should not be upset that somebody is not moving how you want them to move or how you feel they should move. That should not bother you. You should be able to understand that everybody moves at a different pace. That should be something that's easily understood. The moment that is not, it reveals that you still have a lot of inner work to do. That shouldn't bother you. You shouldn't be like, oh man, come on, man, you need to progress like this. You need to move like this. Like, nah, that should not be bothering you. Should not bother you at all. It shouldn't. Yeah, just for sure, man. And I'm at a point now, and you always, everybody has this point, everybody has this level. It's only so much we can take, man, before we either self-destruct or we start to bring harm to others. Everybody has a level. Everybody has a level, man. So if you continue to entertain toxicity, it's only a moment. It's only a matter of time before that becomes dangerous for either yourself or for other people or for just everybody who's involved in general. And then you may have some collateral damage along within the process. So it's only so much that we can take. Just like there's only so much damage you can do to yourself in regards to consuming toxic foods. The same applies to you dealing with people. It's only so much negativity you can take from a person before you snap. Some people can take a lot more than others, but everybody has a point. So when you are with a person and you feel like they are trying to push you to that point, you got to remove yourself from that situation. You have got to do it. When you with somebody and you feel like they trying to push you to that point, they trying to get you to that point to where you snap and you go completely off the rails, got to remove yourself. Got to remove yourself. We got to understand our triggers, man. And if you with somebody that's constantly pulling your triggers, man, you got to go. You got to go. You got to do what's necessary. I don't care how much you feel like you love this person. If you feel like they constantly pulling the triggers, man, you got to go. You got to go. Kurt, for sure. Do what you say. Do what you say. Clocks in, man. Hey, and that's growth. I done been there, done that, man. I used to be wanting to go in on people, man, and just expose it just to get the stuff off my chest and get it out in the open. You know what I'm saying? But now I have for the most part, moved past that, man. I'm not trying to be out here living with that type of energy, man, because, again, I feel like at the end of the day, that type of energy gonna come back to me one way or another. So I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that vengeful energy because I don't want that stuff coming back to me. So I let it ride. If you do some dirt to me nowadays, the way I look at it in regards to the cream always rising to the top, like you gonna reap what you sow. You gonna reap what you sow. So you did that damage to me, man, but that damage gonna come back to you 100-fold. So that's how I look at it. So I don't have to really apply that pressure. You know what I'm saying? That pressure is already applied, you know what I'm saying, just based off of that person committing that negative act to you. They gonna reap what they sow. They gonna reap what they sow. They gonna reap it. Oh yeah, just, man, I can relate to that because that's how I was, and I still kind of suffer from that, internalizing, not wanting to talk a lot of times, man, because, again, it's like the reason why you don't want to talk is because you have trust issues in regards to revealing information. You just feel like people using things against you. You don't trust human nature at times. You know what I'm saying? You just don't trust a lot. just due to experiences and things like that. It's like, man, I feel like if I talk to somebody, for one, they not gonna listen. Then secondly, they may use everything that I'm saying against me. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this to myself. And that sometimes is more detrimental. And like you said, it's gonna manifest one way or another. In my case, it always manifested as anger. I would just be angry. And that's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? You just angry and frustrated and irritated all the time because you holding stuff in without expressing it. So that's the manifestation. That's how it would manifest for me. You know, it manifests for other people in different ways, but it'll always manifest as anger for me. So I may have a moment to where something light may have happened, but man, I responded in a way that you was like, dang, man, you was tripping. It wasn't even that deep. But that is the result of me suppressing a lot of emotions and feelings and thoughts and things like that. And it comes out in the form of anger. So that's why I'm like, man, it's hard for me. I'm not able to really do that half the time because I know that anger is not something that I fool with. You know, so I got to try to let out how I'm feeling. Or else, man, it's going to be that rage. It's going to be building up. And I don't like that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be angry. I don't like to be irritated. I'd rather not. It's not peaceful. Nothing is peaceful about being angry. You know what I'm saying? Being irritated. So I have to, I work on expressing myself. And again, you don't have to necessarily talk to another person in regards to letting things out. You could talk to yourself verbally. You can write these things down. The fact that the thing that you must do, though, is let it out. And that's what I got to do. I just got to let it out, or else I'm going to store it and it's going to end up accumulating. And then I'm going to just eventually just get the snap. Life of Gavin, man, I've been saying that I'm going to do that for a minute. But I definitely got you, man, as far as the books, man. I'm eventually going to do several videos in regards to books that I recommend, that I've read, all that good stuff. I try to post a lot of my books on the community board or whatever that joint called, the community wall, whatever you call it, on Instagram, Facebook. I try to post a lot of books that I'm currently reading, that I have read, and all of that. So I'm always striving to post books just to keep people updated. But I got you, though, most definitely. Terenzo, for sure. Friendly fire, all type of stuff, man. Like they can't handle the kickback. So a lot of people pulling triggers, they can't handle the kickback. You know what I'm saying? They can't handle that kickback. They can't handle the consequences that come with pulling a trigger. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing. That's what people do when they pull your emotional triggers. They can't handle the kickback. They can't handle the consequences. They can't handle what comes with pulling that emotional trigger. So for sure, that's right and exact. They can't handle it. Shaquille, you type in my name, it's Eric Bell, and I should pop up. You know what I'm saying? I got like a business page and I got a personal page. Oh, God, hey, Queen, I'm telling you, being angry is not, I don't know who else suffers from like temper issues, who has anger problems, but those, like, that's some of the worst, that's the worst feeling in the world. And I like, it's crazy. Like, temper problems, anger issues are horrible. Anger issues are horrible. Like that I have been dealing with anger issues for a very long time, since I was little. Like listen, it's just having anger issues is a big problem. Like, people talk about anger management, like that is very necessary, because once that anger like builds up, it's like you black out. Like, it ain't no telling what you would do and say. And that's a scary situation, especially when you feel like you know what you're capable of, like physically. So that's just not a good way to live. It's not a good way to feel. You know what I'm saying? And it causes you to say things and do things that you later regret in life. You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, man. So I always, and a lot of times people be wondering why I'm so mellow. You know, and I tell people like, look, I'm this way for your benefit. You should be happy that I'm at peace. You should be happy that I'm like, you know what I'm saying, that I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Because I can easily be angry and upset. So it's like a lot of people, man, to look at you, man, and be like, man, you too chill. You too chill for me. Man, I had a client tell me that. No longer is a client anymore. But I literally had a client basically get upset at the fact that I'm not basically yelling at her. Like, I'm chilling too much. I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not here to babysit. I'm not about to yell at grown people to get them to squat, to get them to eat fruits and veggies. I'm not here to do that. So if you feel like if that's what you need, I'm not your person. But I don't like to consume that type of energy. So I'm not one of those trainers that like to yell, because that doesn't, no, that sets off a trigger. When I yell, I associate that with me being angry. So I don't want to just be in here yelling for no, like that's going to register as anger. So when I'm in here yelling, I'm going to I'm going to automatically and instantly associate that with anger. And that's not going to make me feel good. So I'm not about to be in this situation yelling at people. I'm not going to do it. That's not my style. So if that's something that you need, you can go seek that elsewhere. But I'm not about to be in here yelling at clients, yelling at adults. No, because I know what yelling does for me. I know what yelling registers as for me. Yelling is associated with me being upset, angry, frustrated. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be upset. I don't want to be frustrated. So I'm not about to yell at you. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to make you feel like that's my obligation and duty to really yell at you and to be extra animated to get you to do something that you should be doing anyway. I'm going to teach you the proper form. I'm going to give you the proper routine and regimen for you to reach your goal. And I'm going to give you what you need to do in regards to nutrition to reach the goal. Outside of that is out of my hands. I'm not yelling at people. Not doing that. That's not going to end well. Because when I yell at people, I know how that can go. I know how that can go. So I'm not about to be in here yelling at people. No, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I literally had a person like basically not fool with me because I'm chilling. I'm like, okay, yeah, all money ain't good money. Yeah, Dean, and sometimes I can get like that. I got a cold temper, hot temper. I got every temper that you can imagine. So like I'm literally some of everything. That's one reason why I do not drink. That's one of the major reasons why I don't drink. I have analyzed the people in my family. So again, I analyze my bloodline. I analyze where I come from. I got people in my fam that they drink. I got men in my family that drink, and I see how it makes them act. I feel like I would be the worst one. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to drink at all because I already know what that'll do for me just based off of what I've examined from my history, from my family tree. So I don't even indulge in drinking because I already know that that's not going to end well for a person such as myself. So that's one of the reasons why I just never entertain drinking alcohol of no kind, because I see what it can do to men in my family. And I feel like I am very connected to the men in my family that drink and that get the spasm out when they do drink. And it's a recurring pattern. So why would I set myself up for failure when I see what it can do? I'm not even going to entertain it. I'm not going to make it that easy. Just 100%. Like that's 100% the root of a lot of my anger and frustration. Feeling unheard. Feeling like I have no voice. You know what I'm saying? And what the crazy part about it is social media is a blessing and a curse. But honestly, that's when I really started to get my voice heard, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I had a lot of good ideas or great ideas to bring to the table, a lot of great insight to bring to the table. But in the physical, it never was received well. When I started to get on social media, I started to find people that shared the same perspective and insight. Or I found people that was like open to the things that I had to say and offer. That's when I started to realize this world ain't so bad after all in regards to some of the people in it. But before social media, I always felt like, man, people wasn't listening. They wasn't listening. They wasn't caring about what it is that I have to say. Now it's like social media opened up my world because I'm able to see people going through some of the same things that I've went through. We able to share that. You know what I'm saying? We able to have that in common. So it's like, okay, all right, it's other people out here that see the world in a similar fashion through a similar lens as me. So I'm able to, that kind of helped me function. Unfortunately, we shouldn't be dependent upon social media. But when I was able to get on social media and just see, all right, it's people out here that's open to what I have to say. It's people that's willing to listen. That was kind of cool. Not even gonna lie about it, because you were seeking that. Like as a child, you are seeking that. You are seeking that validation. Now you should not seek it, but you're seeking that validation as a child from your peers, from your people around you, from the adults in your life. Like you want somebody to accept you and embrace you. You want somebody to just fool with what you're saying, listen to what you're saying. pay attention to you. Like, that's the thing. Those are the things that you're looking for as a child growing up. When you don't feel like you're receiving that, like, that can cause a lot of damage, man. So then when you get on some of these platforms, that's how some people get addicted to social media, because they on these platforms, and that's the only place where they able to connect with like minds, or what we call air likes. This is one of the only places where people can be like, man, it's a bunch of people that I can vibe with. This the only place where I can vibe with people, social media. Because when I deal with the physical world, wherever I reside, everybody around here or around me is pretty much trash. So I gotta log on to social media to connect with the A likes, with the like minds. And that's why a lot of people just addicted to social media. Like, they gotta get on social media because that's where they receiving a small ounce of positivity from. Because their everyday life in the physical is not that promising, it's not that fulfilling. You know what I mean? So they gotta get on these platforms to just kind of consume that positivity. And to see that, man, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not the only one that's dealing with this trauma. I'm not the only one that's dealing with this type of situation. Oh, glory God, for sure, man. Listen, blacking out while you are angry is definitely real. You know what I mean? So that's why I be trying not to get angry. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be angry. So I tell people all the time, I'm pretty solid at identifying my triggers. So all I ask of a lot of people is please do not pull those triggers. Please don't. I don't want to be angry. You know what I'm saying? But I know my triggers. You know, and the best way to kind of deal with some of these things, like, sometimes you change your response once the trigger is pulled. Yes, but the best thing is to just not pull the trigger at all, to not surround yourself with the trigger at all. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing. You don't want to surround yourself with the trigger, man. That can cause you to relapse and revert back to your negative habits and your bad, destructive ways. Just don't pull the trigger, please. It shouldn't be that hard. Like, if somebody really fools with you and loves you, they should respect that. Like, they should want to see you healthy. They should want to see you not angry. They should want to see you at peace. So requesting them to just not pull these triggers or not bring these triggers into your life, that should be easy. That should be light work. Sweatball Z. Interesting name there. But you say, do you think there's anything that's actually a positive outcome from social media? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I literally built my business using Facebook. So I probably wouldn't be in business for myself if it wasn't for me building relationships via social media. Literally, like, pretty much everybody that I got them based on social media. Like, that's how I literally built up my clientele, built up my business. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you use it. Social media is not positive or negative. It's a tool. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool, and you can use that tool for good. You can use that tool for bad. Like, right now, this is social media. It's a lot of people that they are being helped by this particular dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, this dialogue is helping people. Me expressing myself is helping me. So there's the good. There's good and bad in pretty much any and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of good from social media. It's all about how you go about using it. It's also a lot of bad that can stem from social media. Like I said, it just revolves around how you use it and how you see it. You know? So it's all about you and how you view it. It's all about that, man. So it's all a tool. It's all a tool. How do you want to use the tool? How do you want to use the tool? Anais always definitely should respect boundaries. Definitely. Like, if somebody not respecting your boundaries, again, reevaluate. Like, man, hold on. I gave you some simple boundaries. And if you respect me and if you love me, like, it shouldn't be a problem for you to abide by these boundaries, like, not overstep these boundaries. Like, why is this so complicated, man? I'm telling you that this is my trigger. Like, this is something that upsets me. This, that, X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the third. It's like, it shouldn't be no problem for you to respect that and not pull that trigger. Like, come on. If you really want to make this work, that shouldn't be a problem. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I went over the time that I had. You know what I'm saying? I think the wife is about to jump on here and go live as well. So make sure y'all transition right over to that stream. Y'all already know where I'm at, and y'all know what I gotta do. So I gotta get this gym ready, man, for this last class that I have, because y'all know that I'm always working one way or another. But I'm trying to do better with getting my rest in, man. Trying to do better. That's like my biggest problem right now, just getting proper rest, getting proper sleep. So I'm working on that, man. Working on that, man. Y'all send some positive energy in my way in regards to me actually getting some sleep and rest, because that has really been my problem here of late. Haven't been able to get any sleep for real. Just always on the go, man. So I'm trying to get my schedule in a way to where I'm able to kind of get some more rest. Because I know, man, that's like that can kill you essentially. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making sure I get that rest, man. I gotta look out for my health in regards to that, man. I'm doing pretty much everything else, but sleep, it's hard to come by, man, when you always on the grind, man. So I'm trying to work a little bit smarter and it's not harder. Cause I can't be as tired as I've been, man. So I've been looking out for other people. I've been having to look out for myself. You know what I'm saying? So y'all send that positive energy my way, man, because sleep is almost like a luxury to me, man. So I got to make it a priority. Got to get back on the sleep grind, man. But we all got, you know what I'm saying? We all got a journey. We all got things that we working on in regards to our health. Like some people, the eating aspect of it is killing them. Some people to just get to the gym working out, that's the aspect that they struggling with. Some people, such as myself, it's the sleep. So the sleep is something that I'm striving to master, man. I'm just mastering getting enough hours in, because I know how detrimental it can be to be sleep deprived, man. But with that being said, man, y'all make sure y'all transition over to the wife stream. Pretty sure she either live now or she about to go live, whatever the case may be. But I know she going live here within the next few minutes or so. So I'm out. Appreciate y'all tapping in for the little 45 minutes that I had. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Monday. May or may not tap in tomorrow. If not tomorrow, most definitely Wednesday. Y'all be easy out here. Peace.